Okay, lesson 31, pairs of lines and angles. So we got a couple definitions. The vocabulary words are important in this one, so we thought we'd go over those first. Intersecting lines are lines that cross, so they intersect, run into each other. Parallel lines go in the same direction and never intersect. So remember, lines go on forever. So I've got my pair of parallel lines. Perpendicular lines have square corners, so they intersect each other, but exactly at 90 degrees. So it's one going straight across and one going straight up and down. Oblique lines are neither parallel nor perpendicular, so they are going to intersect at some point because they're not parallel, but they don't intersect at 90 degrees, so they're not perpendicular. And a pair just means a set of two. So usually when you're talking about all these lines that form angles or parallel lines, it's usually in a pair or a set. Example 1 says draw oblique lines. Okay, so draw a pair of oblique lines. So pair, two of them, oblique. So I drew two. How do I know they're not parallel? Well, if I took my handy dandy drawing triangle and extended this line, let's make it, remember it goes on forever, so I'm going to make it go way out there. And then if I take this one and extend this line, look at that. They do intersect. Is that 90 degrees or is that a square corner? No. So that's a pair of oblique lines, okay? Did it have to be intersecting to know that it was oblique? No. Okay, because it didn't have to show where they intersected. Lines go on forever. Okay, example 2 says, which of the following figures does not appear to contain perpendicular segments? So let's look at that. Is that 90 degrees? Let's see, I'll use my square corner. That looks like 90 degrees to me, doesn't it? Looks like that square fits right on that corner. So I'm going to draw a little square in that corner. That tells me that I've measured it, and it is 90 degrees. Okay, let's look at this one. Uh-oh. Big triangle. Yep, that one looks 90 degrees, so I'll put a little square in that corner. Tells me I've measured it. It's 90 degrees. What about this one? So let's see. I'm going to tuck it under my book here. Nope, because if it was 90 degrees, it would be down there. So that one is not. So that looks like the one that does not appear to contain perpendicular segments. What about that? That has how many perpendicular segments? 1, 2, 3, 4. So that pair of perpendicular lines gives me a cross. And I have 4 perpendicular angles, 4 right angles. That leads me right into right angles. So a right angle is a 90-degree angle. This angle right here is 90 degrees because it makes a square corner. Okay? An acute angle is less than 90 degrees. So a cute little angle like that. An obtuse angle is a big old wide angle. So those aren't even good lines. You see why I use my drawing triangles? So that is more than 90 degrees. And a straight angle is just a line. Isn't that weird to think of a line as being an angle? But it actually has a special name. It's a straight angle, and it's 180 degrees. So example 3, they want to for me to look and see which angles appear to be a right angle. Same idea, which lines appear perpendicular. Remember, perpendicular lines form right angles. So that one looks way bigger. It looks like if I was looking for a right angle, it'd be about like that. So that one is not a right angle. That one definitely looks like it. Let's measure it and see. Yep, 90 degrees. And again, I'm going to draw my little, and that tells me I've measured it. About that one. That one's kind of hard to tell. Let's try it and see. Oh, not even close, is it? Look. Look at that. And you know, if you don't have drawing triangles, you can use the corner of a book. You can use a piece of paper. Whatever you know that's 90 degrees. I just had these. What about this one? Let's see. Is that one 90 degrees? Let me get it right, exactly right. It's close, but not quite. So the only one that has a 90-degree angle is B, right? When you're thinking about all the acute and obtuse, think more or less than 90 degrees. So you know how before we were talking about more or less than a half? This 90 degrees is half of a straight line, isn't it? So if I put two of those together, I would have a straight line. So 90 degrees, half of a straight line. Acute is smaller than 90 degrees, or acute little angle. There's not very much. It's kind of a little pinchy angle. So that one's less, and that one's more. So that one's an obtuse angle. That one's an obtuse angle. Okay, practice this and you'll get it just right.